Everybody, welcome back to the Jordan Report, and I am your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, guys, even as the Louisville riots are continuing, we just had another deputy-involved shooting with a black man. Only this time, it's San Clemente, California, one of the most wealthiest places in the country, and beautiful. This place is absolutely stunning. But anyway, here's another one of these shootings. The protests have already started, and I'm going to show you the local news clip because this is only going to get worse, guys.
And we begin with breaking news. Arrests are being made in Orange County right now. Michelle Geely is there live with the latest for us. Michelle.
There is a protest going on in the middle of the street here. This is the general area where a man was shot by Orange County Sheriff's deputies yesterday. And this is transpired just over the past couple of minutes or so ago. You can see several deputies on motorcycles as well as in their units. They've taken over the middle of the street. We probably have some video from just a few minutes ago. At least 3 people were taken into custody. This happened all of a sudden. We've seen these protesters here for the past couple of hours. There are about 40 of them. This is not a big group. But then within the last couple of minutes, we saw at least a dozen deputies driving with their blue and red lights on, coming up El Camino. And they then immediately took over the area. They didn't want the protesters to be walking in the street. And we did see several deputies chase after someone who was trying to get away, one of the protesters. They took that man into custody. And then my photographer, Dave Turner, says that he was able to see at least 2 other protesters who were handcuffed and put in one of these vehicles here. So this is the scene right now here at San Gabriel and El Camino Real in San Clemente. Very, very fluid situation. We have not seen a lot of violence. The protest was very quiet, but the issue here appears to be that the protesters were taking over the street, that's San Clemente, that's in San Clemente, El Camino Real. So you can see that the deputies are still showing up, wanting to keep the peace. Here in this area. Things are very congested. The traffic is all stopped here, and we don't know what this latest round of action is with these lights and sirens and deputies showing up, whether they do need to take more people into custody and just need more manpower. But there's a huge showing of deputies out here. And as I said, within the last 5 minutes or so ago, we saw them all kind of descend on this area as the protesters were marching up the street. Now, what I want to show you is new video that we've obtained from this deputy-involved shooting that occurred yesterday afternoon in San Clemente. It happened right in front of the Hotel Miramar. The video shows the struggle and what could be the moment that the man attempted to grab a deputy's gun. This is what the Orange County Sheriff is saying happened. In the video, all 3 are on the ground. That's 2 deputies and the man. The red arrow points at the man's arm at the point at which he allegedly attempted to get control of the deputy's gun. That is according to the officials. The Sheriff's Department says they are investigating whether this man gained full control of the weapon during the struggle. A witness says that he heard a deputy scream twice, "He's got my gun," and then 2 shots were fired. On the video, the deputies are seen giving CPR to this man, but he died at the scene. He is identified now as 42-year-old Kurt Reinhold of Los Angeles. Let's bring our camera back live now because I'm hearing more lights and sirens, more Orange County Sheriff's deputies showing up here at this scene. This is okay, yeah, we've got some marked vehicles and unmarked vehicles. What we've got going here, just to bring you up to date, at 10 a.m. this morning, a protest was planned for this area. This is El Camino Real at San Gabriel. There are a lot of, this is a residential area right off the 5 freeway. There are a lot of businesses here. There's a car wash right across the street, a motel, and some different businesses. What happened just over the last few minutes or so, we saw this very small group of protesters come into the street. Now, this is what I saw from my vantage point. I have no idea if anything happened on other side streets, but what we saw is that there was a small group of protesters in the street, and then we saw a parade of deputies, both on motorcycles and in black and white units, racing up to the area. Blue and red lights flashing, sirens going. We then saw the deputies circle one man who was in the street. They got him into custody. My photographer, Dave Turner, then shot some video of a couple more people, including a woman, taken into custody. I'm not seeing any of the protesters right now. I don't know what has happened to them, whether they have... Okay, I'm being told that they're standing on the sidewalks. So whether the deputies wanted to end this protest that was occurring in the street, and there were probably no more than 20 people in the street at the time, that may have been what went on here. We have no official word yet from the Sheriff's Department to get clarity on this because it's happening before our very eyes. But the deputies continue to roll to this scene. I'm hearing now more showing up, sirens are going, and the traffic has stopped here in the middle of the street. So the people who are trying to pass through, and this is a major thoroughfare, El Camino Real.
All right, guys. It seems like the same story over and over, doesn't it?